Right Muckers, well in the last video I asked you which video you wanted to see next. Would it be the continuation of the work we're doing with the David Brown 40TD bulldozer or the Fordson County crawler? You get to see both, it was just a choice of which one you wanted to see first. And basically not by a great deal, because it was quite split evenly, but the winning majority was the Fordson County crawler. Right, well this Fordson County crawler has sat in his shed along with the dozer and the other 40TD crawler for 30 years without being touched. So we didn't really know what we were going to find. So we went through all the usual checks before we tried to get something running. First off, is it seized? Well, we've got a spanner on the front there. Just got a stub handle crank starter on this for putting another handle on, so we were able to engage that and turn that, and the engine was free, so that was a good start. So now we can progress. So got fuel in the tank, there was oil in the engine. The only thing was there wasn't coolant in the rad, and we put some water in there, and the reason we soon saw was that the top hose, as we're filling it, was perished and split. So we thought, well, at least if there's coolant in the block, we can get it to run, you know, for a short period of time. And there was, in fact, there was coolant with antifreeze still in the block and everything. So we thought, all right, we've got a short window to run it if we can get it to fire. First thing we want to do is make sure that all the valve gear at the top there isn't bone dry or rusty. So we just have to get this off, have a look, and go from there. You can see there. So we checked, obviously there was oil in the top there, but you can see this isn't as it's kind of gone back to just before it's coal. Oh, everywhere. That's it. Just run on top, and then top the valves and that there, all along the rocker there, and then we managed to get a battery on and get it to turn over, and then crack to life. And well, this is how it went.
How dare you!
So we realised that it's probably getting a little bit too much fuel, and it's also then pissing water out in the rads. The hoses are split and perished and whatever. So managed to get hold of some new hoses and clips, and for the air intake hose trunking, we've got some new hose and whatever. So we're now going to go and fit that all together and then have another go, see what happens. Might have to get a lever in there and just give it a little tweak.
Do you want me to undo it a bit more?
No, I want to bust something if I can. It's always a lot more fun.
Just as a hammer there, just whack it until it breaks in half.
Need you, don't I? This is a delicate operation.
Yeah, it looks like it with a big old screwdriver.
There she goes.
I know.
I reckon a bit of tape around that and we'll be alright. We don't have to use the new ones.
Exactly. And then
Alright,
let's get
this one. Fingers.
That's it. Oh, loads of crap. Oh my god, there's loads of shit in there.
Is there?
Yeah.
What's it like? Let's have a look.
These. Some of the good
Oh
stuff.
yeah, that is dry. That is absolutely. Let's have a quick look at. I'll see if I can hold this. Have a little look down here.
Leaves and stuff is what you want.
Can you see? Just put that light in there. You can see. No light there. There. Yeah, that ain't great down in there. You got any? It's coming out of there, okay? Just turn that pump a bit,
And then we're done.
And
Fill up the battery clamps.
it should, just so you people know, early one. So it should actually have this piece of aluminium tubing in here, which I will have again. But just for the time being, for the later ones didn't, they said all rubber. But we'll put this back in. I'll get some double strap clamps and we'll cut this in and do it. Which one does this get up, as I said, running and all that first, get up to temperature. So we've got the bottom hose on. Now I'm going to put this top hose on. Let's just cut that down a bit, it's a bit of excess. We've got these hoses online. They're for a major, except this being an early one, that it's got a solid filler neck rather than a rubber hose up here. So one of them we don't need. But how you getting on with that? Is alright? Just move on this side a bit more, come off it, that's it. So just putting some rad flush in as well. So we can then run this up to temperature and we'll drop it all out again. Give it a go.
We're just gonna hold her wide. Gonna be a good day.
There goes that smoke alarm again.
Hey man, I told you not to smoke that shit in the kitchen, man.
It's that cooking, man.
So we replaced the hoses, but as I said, the water pump's still leaking because it shat its guts out, so we'll do that. I think I've still got to sort that injector pump issue, which is why it was smoking, but that's not much of a problem, I don't think. Put it to the diaphragm and just make sure everything's freed up, not stuck. But yeah, we're going to do this water pump now. So we're taking the fan off, so we'll get better access, then we're going to have to get that pulley off to put on the new pump. But for the moment, belt's off, fan blades are off, now we'll get the pump off. Right, so it's all undone now.
I think we might have to give it some money for something.
Oh. Right, just gently give it a bit of persuasion.
Oh, would you look at that?
Yeah, well...
Would you look at that?
Oh look, it's all the best kind of impeller.
Yeah, I think the old glands have dried out. I mean, the actual thing turns and everything, but what I was trying to see before, and you can see in here, yeah, in there, look, it really isn't good.
This one's got a nice new style seal on it.
Is it? Good. Because this one hasn't. This one has definitely seen better days. But there we are. So we've got new one there. Right, you getting that new one on? Have a look in there.
I have cleaned the surface as well before someone
You
said.
have done it, have you?
Yep.
Well, most of the gasket came off the old one, didn't it?
Did indeed, yep.
But you gave them a good scrape and a clean, and now should bolt up all right. Right, fan blade now going back on. Good. So you've been working on a little grey Fergie TVO.
That's right, yeah. My
Was that-
parents on.
Was that a non-runner?
Yeah, it was, yeah, originally.
You got it going now.
Yeah, we got it going the same day that we got it.
That's quite good then.
Yeah, it was really good, yeah. Yeah, and some old cars and stuff. From my parents' old cars.
So you like all the old mechanical shite?
Yes, unfortunately.
Just jump on, fire up. See if it's cheap.
Well, I found your old underwear cap.
Oh yeah. Well, that's right. I can turn him inside out. I wonder if that
I don't think we've got any oil pressure.
you don't need to worry about oil pressure. That's right. I know what we're doing now. Good, good. Right. Little play with that. Now at first I thought maybe the rack had stuck inside the pump, but pulling it about at the back and then tapping it and whatever didn't make a lot of difference. So I thought, well, I know where that's going to head. There's the diaphragm in the front of the pump, which is controlling that. So maybe that's split or perished. So that was something else we had to address. Right, well we can just try and get the end off this diaphragm on the end of the pump, just to have a look what's going on in there.
Lift it to this way.
Yeah.
Is it?
It falls out. Right, have a little look and clean up in there. And look in here. I don't know if you can see, but in there, the diaphragm, can't really see in there, can you?
Split to pieces.
It's all split. You can see in there, look, diaphragm split. It's in there. So, I have to rebuild that, and that may account for why it's been revving and smoking.
So we just pulled this one apart, the diaphragm apart. That's the old one there, which has got a big split in it somewhere there. And then we've got the new one here. It's going to fit now.
This rain had stopped. At least we're dry in here. Right, all in. Pretty good. At least it's not split, so we'll see what happens. Bit of pressure there?
Yep, bit of pressure.
Alright, well, let's give it a go. That's a lot better. That's a lot better. Play it nicely.
Huh? See? What did I tell you, huh?
Actually working on there now. We're just here.
That was fucked.
That was a bit fucked.
That's a lot better. The Dynamo, I reckon the bearings are shot. You can hear that. All the time this is running, I could hear this terrible sort of screeching, grinding noise, and I'm thinking, bloody hell, I was not picking up on the crank or something. But the engine was running fine. Obviously, when we've done the water pump and we've retensioned the belt, I mean, that belt when we got to it was just absolutely loose. You could have just flipped it off. But I'd imagine that it's been stood here for so long, doing nothing, with all the moisture and everything, and we're suddenly starting up and turning it with a bit of tension on. The bearings in the Dynamo have finally given up the ghost. Again, two options with that. We can rebuild that, which I'm actually in favour of, and then getting it all tested and set up, or just get another unit. However, you know, these modern sort of chintzy ones, I don't hold up much store for them. Yeah, they'll do it for a while, but I'd like to keep the original one. I think it'd be quite interesting just to try and rebuild one anyway. So that's something else to do on the list. I'll say the pipes on that diaphragm, so there's connected, got two pipes there. You've got the vacuum coming through as it draws to the air intake, comes through here, and then in that diaphragm, and that then obviously works like a bellows and pulling on that rack. Just before, when I was shutting this down by hand, that's when it stopped smoking. As soon as I let go, because that bellows was split, it wasn't doing anything, the diaphragm, it just, you know, allowed it just to rev and over fuel. So there we go.
How exactly does a positive track rear end on a Plymouth work? It just does.
So what we'll do now is get it out, give it a good degrease and clean down, then we can do a service. So let's get some water in, and then what we can do is get it started and get some of that coolant flushing. And then once we've done that, we can drain it down and then get some antifreeze in there. And get that all topped up. Hang on. What's that? Hang on. Oh, you're kidding. Where's that coming from? Hang on. Ah, it's all at the bottom of the fucking rad. Ah, for fuck's sake. Right, well that's that. Let's abandon that. That's coming out there at a fair rate. It's not stuff we'd be able to stick any rad weld in with it, I think.
I'm going to have to crack an egg in there.
That's going to take more than an egg.
We'll put 6 in. What about
half a dozen eggs.
What about an ostrich egg?
Yeah, I really need you at the moment, don't I? That is about it, I think. So, right, right. Next thing out, then we have to strip it all back. Strip the top and bottom hose off.
3rd time's a charm.
Yeah, hopefully it will be 3rd time lucky, won't it? But then let's have the front cowl off then, and then front cowl off, and then we'll have to get the rad off, and then I'll look to have it either get it repaired or I'll put a new rad in. And the way this is going, I'm favouring putting a new rad in, to be honest. So obviously with us you know, putting on the hoses so that the water can get right round, then putting on a new water pump which then allows the flow to get round, that's putting pressure on the system. A bit more than there was when there was, as I said, a non-functioning pump and big gaping holes in the hoses. So that's found the next weakest point, which is the main point really, which is the radiator. Just so you know, we're going to get on with it. There it is. We've got a brand new rad. So even though it said if that one turns out that it's not repairable, if it is repairable, I'll get it done. You know, there's nothing wrong with having an original, you know, as a spare, but it just seems there's nothing to it for them to even sort of rebuild and solder to. So anyway, we'll see how we get on with this. I want to get the little 3000, do a bit more of that. People keep asking. I didn't realise how much people like that little Ford 3000. So we'll get that back and we'll get on with the servicing and doing some stuff to that. The other thing also is the Polaris crawler. So for those of you who watched part 1, you saw we got the donkey engine running. We got the engine, the donkey engine running.
Look at this polar bear. He has no fucking clue what's going on.
It just, when we go to use it again, it's just sometimes it won't go, or it's pinging and banging and going ahead, which it seems is what they do. However, we realised that the carb was out fuel and whatever, so we had to order another carb. This is the original one here. And here's a new one. So we have got a new carb. But again, it's not just down to getting the parts, it's then down to finding the time to carry on with that. Because like, you know, I need a hand from David, my mate David over there, you know, the clueless polar bear. And obviously we've got to fit that in around his work and life schedule as well, you know. So, but we are obviously keen to get that going, because I just want to hear that thing fire up on the main engine, and then we can have a little play with it. So there we go, muckers. We've got lots to do as usual. We've got to get the rad in this, we've got to get the carb on the Polaris, get that to cheese to life, we've got to get the little 3000 serviced and back, we've got to get the John Deere put under cover. I've got to edit all the stuff that I've been filming lately. I've got up and coming for you. Yeah, so in the meantime, if you want to watch some other stuff, you can go into my channel and look under playlist. I've put some playlists together now of you know, crawlers, tracks and dozers. That's one of them. All the Willett starts, they're all in another playlist there, so you can go and watch them if you want to.
Go away, Baton!
I've also got to get the 50 TD out of that shed as when the weather improves, so we can then get on with getting that stripped down. But you know, day to day, week to week, if you want to keep up with other stuff I'm doing, you can get me on Instagram, which is Mucker4819. I'm putting little videos and pictures and stuff on there. Also on Facebook, which is Podge Muck. Now, a mate of mine the other day said, he said, Muck, you want to, you know, get people to give the videos a thumbs up? I said, I don't care if they do or they don't, you know, it doesn't really make much difference to me. He said, well, it does. Because apparently, with YouTube, it's done on algorithms, right? And, yeah, I know. So, the more algorithms that get picked up or whatever they are, I don't know whether you get them in a box or a bag, I'm not sure. But anyway, they then make the video get pushed up further, it becomes more popular, more people see it, and that then means that I can go out and do more while it starts, or go and find more old pieces of crap in sheds. That just sounds like a lot of work to me. But anyway, if that's what you want me to do, that's what I'll keep doing. So, don't forget to give this video the big thumbs up, please, because apparently then I'll get a little box of algorithms, or whatever they are. As I said, I think they might even come on a tray, not sure. Anyway, until the next one, muckers, do well.